This is the CBS Evening News. Good evening, I'm Dan Rather.
And I'm Connie Chung. Germany is warning its people tonight about the dangers of traveling, not at home or in some third world country, but here in the United States, because a German once again has become a victim in an epidemic of violence against foreign tourists in South Florida. Correspondent Reed Galen has the story.
Ove Wilhelm Rockebrand did everything right and still ended up dead. Murdered moments after arriving in Miami on vacation. The fourth foreign tourist killed here in less than a year, the eighth in Florida. Like other visitors renting cars around Miami Airport, the Rockebrands were given a safety pamphlet. Once on an expressway, a van bumped their car from behind.
She was reading from the pamphlet. She told her husband to continue driving because she recognized this as a ploy that robbers use.
But when they didn't stop, a shot was fired from the van, killing Rockebrand.
What can you do? What can you do short of stationing a policeman every 100 yards on every road? Obviously that's not possible. So what can you do?
City and state officials are at a loss to answer that question.
Keep them right where they are. I can see them, boys.
Special street crime units have made hundreds of arrests since a series of tourist killings last spring. There's more street lighting. Rental car agencies stopped putting identification on cars. Officers have begun actively looking for tourists who stray into bad areas.
Where are you from?
Germany, Berlin.
From Germany, oh. Where are you going?
Crime statistics have actually improved, but given Miami's bloody image now, this was a shot heard round the world.
Wieder ein Touristenmord in Florida.
But because of this act, again, when things seemed to have improved as they had, a shadow falls over Miami, over greater Miami, over this community.
When ordinary residents drop dead on the street, the governor does not hold a massive news conference. But tourism is a $24 billion a year industry in Florida.
I want to join every law-abiding Floridian in shock and disgust.
It's not clear whether this was an attack specifically targeting tourists or just another violent night in Miami. This city does have among the highest incidents of violent crime. But the distinction may matter little to 27-year-old Mrs. Rockebrand. Happily beginning a vacation with her husband yesterday, she is a widow today. Reed Galen, CBS News, Miami.
International tensions of another sort tonight, in this case over the proposed U.S. free trade arrangement with Mexico and Canada. It's clear this evening that opposition to what's called the NAFTA deal, North American Free Trade Agreement, is growing in Congress, at least partly because growing numbers of Americans are beginning to fear it will mean losing jobs. Our chief Washington correspondent Bob Schieffer has a report.
As Congress opened the first of many planned hearings on the proposed trade agreement, one thing was evident. The president really has his hands full on this one. This Democrat spoke for many in the president's own party.
I make no secret about my strong opposition to NAFTA. I am especially concerned about the loss of American jobs.
With big labor claiming the agreement will cost American jobs, some Democratic opposition was expected. But here's the new White House worry. Republican support the president was counting on seems to have slipped considerably during the August recess. The Republican House Whip sides with the president on this one, but he warned.
As long as the Democratic activists and the Democratic unions and the Democratic leadership are actively against NAFTA, it's very hard to say to a Republican in a marginal district, why don't you risk your career to help the Democratic president who's not carrying his own party?
Adding to White House woes, Ross Perot, armed with a new book, hit town vowing to fight the agreement at every microphone.
We're destroying good, decent, hardworking people.
No wonder then that the president's main trade man came to the Capitol today to say the president has not yet begun to fight.
People have not heard these arguments. We've been busy negotiating supplemental agreements. You now have a president of the United States who can go out and articulate these issues, and I think it's a fairly good pulpit from which to preach.
And it will have to be a very good sermon. Over the next month, the administration will argue that the agreement will not cost jobs, but create them by opening vast new markets for U.S. products. But it's going to be a very tough sell, as today's events illustrated, and both sides say that as of yet, the administration has not found enough votes to pass this